Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Esther Tan. Today, I will be spending a few minutes just to share with you how to fill in the vaccination coverage spreadsheet survey. We expect to have this survey sent back to us every week before Wednesday, if possible. And now I will be sharing my screen to go over with you the survey. So I hope you can see here. This is what the spreadsheet looks like. So it's a one pager. You can zoom it in as you like. And again, I'd like you to send this to us every week before Wednesday. You can put your mission name here, your submission date. You can also pick over here the mission type. So you would be either peacekeeping operation or political mission. And then you can pick here all your missions names here. So we have a civilian information right on top and the uniformed personnel right at the bottom. So I'll first go through the civilian information. So on the left here is the civilian type. So you have international civilian, national civilian, international contractors, local contractors, and then dependents. So the first column is asking you what is the current number of this type of personnel in your mission. So this would be the footprint. How many of such people do you have in your mission currently? And then I'm interested to know the number of this personnel type that was vaccinated outside of the UN program, whether they're partially vaccinated, meaning they only got their first dose, fully vaccinated. And then similarly, the number of this type of personnel that has been vaccinated using the UN program, the vaccines that UN procured. And I know that this is already in your Everbridge portal. And so it's up to you if you like to enter this information in as well. It's really for your own use. So you can put in the number of people who are partially vaccinated and the number of people who have already been fully vaccinated under this program. Are there issues of this group not willing to be vaccinated? This is a drop-down menu. There's yes, no, or unknown. And then do these numbers that you include here actually include the UN country team and the AFPs or not? Again, the drop-down is yes, no, unknown. You can put any comments that you like in here. And then what's the overall number of that type of personnel vaccinated? This would be done using a formula. And the formula, for example, for partially vaccinated would literally be this cell plus this cell divided by this cell. And then the number for fully vaccinated is really the same thing. This cell plus this cell divided by this cell. And then there's a row here for totals, and you can of course add all this up to make a total. You can add all this up to make a total. And then you can also see the total percentage, and please don't add all these numbers, but for this, again, you'll have to add this number divided by this to get a total overall percentage here. Okay, so that's for civilian information, and then uniformed personnel information is very similar. So we want to be able to understand the percentage of each TCC that's vaccinated. And here you can find all the nationalities. You can click whichever you want. So let's say Bangladesh is there. So for each of these rows, I want you to try to summarize the entire TCC. So for example, under footprint information, what is the total number of this particular TCC uniform personnel in your mission right now? Please include military, police, the staff officers, in the IPOs, so you can include in there. And then also I want to know what's the number of military-only personnel and what's the number of police-only personnel, just to split this up. So, adding this two, you should get this number, really. And then the same thing again, we want to understand how many have been vaccinated outside of the UN program. And so this means people who are vaccinated, for example, in their home country before they came in as part of pre-deployment, or maybe they were vaccinated by your local host country, national programs, or maybe their country actually sent in the vaccine into the mission, and they're using their own vaccines. So all that, we want the information here. Again, we want it split between how many military, Bangladeshi police, for example. And then on the type of vaccines, again, you can use a drop down and put what type of vaccines predominantly was used. If there was a mix, you can always put some comments here, that's fine. And then again, the same thing, how many of those type of personnel were vaccinated using the UN program, UN vaccines, partially vaccinated, fully vaccinated? Are there issues of this particular contingent that is not willing to be vaccinated? Again, you can just put yes, no, unknown. And then the next question, that for the next rotation, do you know if that TCC will be arriving vaccinated or not? You can put yes, no, unknown. And again, just put any comments you want here, just write free text here. And then we want to know what's the overall percentage of that TCC vaccinated. So the same thing for partially, you're going to add this column, this column, this column, and then divide it by the current number of that TCC. Same for this fully vaccinated as well. Right, and then you have some totals here. And then again, the column, please don't add all these totals up because these are all the percentages. You're gonna, to calculate the overall percentage, you're gonna have to calculate the numbers and then divide it by the total footprint of of all the TCC. So that would then give you a overall percentage. So anyway, I hope that is helpful to you. If you have any questions, please just email me at any time. My email is can2@un.org. That's TAN2@un.org. And I hope that you can fill this up as much as you can. I know that the information may not be always 100% accurate, or you may not have all the information, but don't worry, just fill up what you can and just email it to us. Tell us that, you know, this is not complete, but this is what I have. And then try to send it to us before Wednesday every week. The plan basically is that once all this information starts to be collected in, this will feed into a bigger dashboard so that everyone has visibility about what percentage of our mission personnel or our duty station personnel are going to be are already vaccinated or partially vaccinated. So thank you very much for your time and goodbye.